Out there in the frozen fields and forests of the 1940s, survival didn't come from comfort. It came from smart heat, small, ruthless, efficient. And today, that same thinking can keep your backyard, shed or off-grid retreat warm when modern systems fail. If this kind of forgotten know-how lights a fire in you, hit subscribe now, because this channel is about reclaiming the skills history tried to bury. This isn't nostalgia. This is battlefield engineering brought home. World War II didn't reward elegance, it rewarded results. Soldiers didn't have the luxury of fireplaces or big cast-iron stoves. They needed heat that worked fast, burned anything, and didn't waste fuel. Wood was scarce. Time was scarcer. Every design choice had to earn its place. That pressure forged a specific kind of burner. Compact, brutally simple, made from steel sheets, oil drums, or salvaged metal. These burners weren't built to impress. They were built to survive winter nights, frozen boots, and constant movement. That's the mindset modern preppers need to borrow. Because when fuel is limited, efficiency becomes everything. Here's the thing most modern backyard stoves get wrong. They're too big. Wartime burners use small fireboxes. That wasn't a weakness, it was the advantage. A tight chamber forces heat to stay concentrated. Flames lick the steel instead of wandering. Wood burns hotter and cleaner. Less smoke, more heat, less fuel. Airflow was controlled with crude but effective vents near the base. Open them wide and the fire roared. Close them down and the burner sipped wood slowly through the night. No electronics, no moving parts that could fail. Just physics, working the way it always has. A World War II-inspired log burner doesn't demand pretty firewood. It thrives on broken branches, split scraps, even rough cuts that modern stoves choke on. That's because these burners were designed to eat whatever soldiers could find nearby. Narrow fireboxes accept shorter pieces of wood, which dry faster and ignite easier. You're not hauling massive logs. You're feeding the fire intelligently. This matters today. In a grid-down scenario, you won't have time to process perfect fuel. You'll have what you can gather. A burner that adapts to that reality isn't a luxury. It's insurance. Everything starts with the firebox. Historically, these were rectangular or cylindrical steel chambers, just large enough to hold a controlled fire. Thick walls mattered. Steel absorbs heat and radiates it back slowly, turning the entire body into a heater. Inside, a simple raised grate kept fuel off the ash bed. That gap underneath allowed oxygen to reach the fire from below, boosting combustion efficiency without complicated parts. Ash fell away. Fire stayed alive. Simple, effective, field repairable. Air is the true fuel. During World War II, burners controlled it with nothing more than sliding vents or adjustable holes near the base. That's all you need. More air equals more heat. Less air equals longer burn times. Modern stoves often overcomplicate this. Wartime designs respected one truth: control the air and you control everything. A properly placed intake keeps smoke down and heat up. It also lets you fine-tune the burner for cooking, heating, or overnight warmth. No wasted motion, no wasted heat. Early military burners understood draft. Even a short vertical exhaust dramatically improves performance. Hot air rises. That upward pull feeds fresh oxygen into the fire without effort. The result is a steadier flame and less smoke build-up. Indoors or out, that mattered. In tents, bunkers or dugouts, smoke could be as dangerous as cold. In a backyard or off-grid shelter today, that same chimney keeps heat consistent and predictable. Physics hasn't changed since 1944. Battlefield burners were squat and solid, wide bases, low centres of gravity, no decorative legs, no tall profiles waiting to tip over. These stoves sat flat on dirt, rock or wooden planks. That stability prevented accidents in cramped quarters and uneven terrain. For modern builders, the lesson is clear: function first. A burner that doesn't move is a burner you can trust. These burners weren't designed to heat entire buildings. They were designed to heat people. Steel bodies radiate warmth directly into the surrounding space. Sit near one and you feel it immediately. That direct heat transfer is perfect for workshops, shelters and outdoor setups. Slow burns meant fewer refuels. Soldiers could sleep. Today that means less wood and more rest. Efficiency isn't about size, it's about intent. Wartime designs didn't ignore safety, they just kept it realistic, contained flames, tight-fitting doors, no open fire hazards. The burner did one job, and it did it inside steel walls. Modern users should add proper clearances and fireproof bases, but the core idea remains unchanged. Control the fire. Respect the heat. Keep it predictable. That philosophy kept people alive then. It still does. People keep rediscovering World War II burner designs for one reason. They work. They don't depend on fragile systems. They don't care about supply chains. They don't need perfect fuel or perfect conditions. They're honest machines. In an age obsessed with complexity, these burners remind us that the smartest solutions are often the oldest ones, refined by necessity, not marketing. This isn't about copying the past for style points. It's about learning from a generation that had no room for failure. A World War II-inspired log burner is a quiet act of resilience. It says you understand heat, fuel and survival at a fundamental level. If this kind of hard-earned knowledge matters to you, share this episode with someone who needs it, and make sure you're subscribed to Prepper's Survival Blueprint, because history still has a lot more secrets worth reclaiming.